1, 2, 3.
This is Lisa. I'm with Monterey County, New California State, and we're at Roberts Park in Seaside. This is March 5th. State of New California, Grievance 45. Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a mono-party system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemy thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Order of the day. Nuisance, quote, enabling act, unquote. On the heels of Biden's, quote, Reichstag prior, unquote, creates temporary and extraordinary powers. Consider the succession of events that transformed Germany from a constitutional form of government to a totalitarian dictatorship in rapid succession. On February 27, 1932, the German Capitol building called the Reichstag was breached and burned down. The political party blamed for the breach was opposing the Nazi Party. The Nazis accused the opposing party, the KPD, of starting an insurrection. The Chancellor, Adolf Hitler, convinced the President, Paul von Hindenburg, to suspend freedom of speech, press, and association. Joseph Goebbels, with full support of Nazi big media and big tech, radio and film, created propaganda to suggest that the nation was in a state of emergency. The hysteria created allowed Hitler to vilify his political opponents and unite smaller parties and factions against his political enemies, getting a 2/3 vote to pass the Enabling Act that gave Hitler temporary extraordinary powers. The act passed 441 to 94. This allowed Hitler to literally dictate laws without a vote from the legislature. This was the end of the Weimar Republic. The engineered emergency caused the people to submit to a dictatorship. The Weimar Constitution remained in effect all the way through the Second World War, but Hitler had negated it by the Enabling Act, granting him temporary and extraordinary powers, emergency powers. The Enabling Act allowed Hitler to pass laws without even consultation of the legislative branch of government. Hitler had been the Chancellor of Germany, head of government, and when the President, head of state, Paul von Hindenburg died, Hitler created a new office, Führer, or leader, eliminating an entire branch of government and assuming its power. Does this progression of events sound familiar? It does to New Californians, and we are not complying with it. What Hitler did was known as the legal revolution, because he did everything under the color of law and by then supplanting representative government with Nazi bureaucracy. Gavin Newsom, informed historian that he apparently is, has a lot in common with the plagiarist Shanghai Joe Biden, who also appears to have plagiarized his entire administration's first acts in office directly out of Hitler's tried and proven path to power. As urbanite Californians goose-step to the mask mandates, we in New California State are taking a different track, liberty. New Californians are holding the line of liberty in the United States, and we are not giving way to the tyranny that previous generations of Americans went overseas to fight. Quite simply, in New California, we don't submit to tyranny. As Mark Twain reportedly said, history may not repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. We in New California are not right, left, white, black, or anything else. We are Americans. We are New Californians. California is headed for collapse as a state in just a few short months. California's failed trajectory is now set in stone by a pusillanimous craven dictator who chooses to violate both federal and state laws while ignoring the constitutional structure. The Founding Fathers gave us the remedy of the crisis of government and the dictatorship that now oppresses the United States citizens residing in California. And it is not a controlled opposition recall. It is called the Admissions Clause of the United States Constitution. It worked for West Virginia and it's working for New California. Controlled opposition. Yet to circumvent the Founding Fathers, a controlled opposition force has now surfaced in an attempt to stop the New States Clause process and deny New Californians their constitutional rights. Don't be fooled. The controlled opposition forces will take many faces and personalities while being perfidious. The deception will be deep and repugnant fakers will appear. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from California. New California State is a successful state in development. Nothing can stop what is coming. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor / dictator and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of succession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor / dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of succession and has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to succeed from the United States of America to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the city socialist governor / dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California State. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the military to exercise its authority under continuity of government and the Insurrection Act of 1807 to initiate the military's use of martial law and create the restored government of California as requested by New California State to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States of America. You can learn more by going to newcaliforniastate.com, NCS51, the number's 51.com, or calling 877-828-2753. This concludes these proceedings.